Good morning, my dear students. How are you today? Today, inshallah, we will take our second chapter in our story time twist. Our second chapter is called Featherstone Factory School. In this chapter, we will see Robert and Lucy pushed open the factory gates and walked into where there's a big gloomy building. Lucy didn't like the look of this place because it was so miserable and dirty. There was a stream that flowed by the side of the building. Another path led along the stream and into a small dark wood. Robert and Lucy heard the voices were coming. The first voice was Albert, the second was George. He was older than his brother Albert. The two boys were pleased to meet Robert and Lucy. The two boys were apprentices at the factory. The apprentice means someone who learns trade. They have to go to school, as well as they hate Mrs. Blake. She's not a real teacher. She's in the factory manager's wife. George found some clothes for Robert and Lucy, and then would tell Mrs. Blake that they were new apprentices. There was a kind man called Mr. Featherstone. He was the owner. Mr. Blake was a bad man. Mr. Blake was a bad man because he forced the children to tell Mr. Featherstone that they were happy and said that Mr. Blake and Mrs. Blake were kind. Now, let's see our questions, please. Number 1, what's an apprentice? Someone who learns trade. Again, apprentice means someone who learns trade. Number 2, what would Albert and George tell Mrs. Blake about Robert and Lucy? They were new apprentices. Again, they were new apprentices. Describe the schoolroom. There was large blackboard. Lots of children sat in rows. Again, lots, L-O-T-S. Okay. Large blackboard, lots of children sat in rows. Again, large blackboard, lots of children sat in rows. Number 3, what did Mrs. Blake give Albert to put on his arm and why? A badge with "I'm stupid" written on it. What did Mrs. Blake give Albert? Badge with "I'm stupid" written on it. Again, badge with "I'm stupid" written on it. Again, badge with "I'm stupid" written on it. Why? Because he cleaned the slate with his sleeves. Because he cleaned the slate with his sleeves. How often do the children have to go to the factory school? 3 times a week. Again, 3 times a week. What kind of man is Mr. Blake? He is a mean man and not kind to the children. Again, he is a mean man and not kind to the children. How did Mr. Blake treat the children? He treated them badly. Again, he treated them badly. Now, let's see another questions. Answer the following sentences. Number 1, how did the building look like? It was a big and gloomy building. Again, it was big and gloomy building. Number 2, who is Mrs. Blake? She's not real teacher. She's the factory manager's wife. Again, not real teacher, but factory manager's wife. Again, not real teacher, but the factory manager's wife. Number 3, do the children go to school in the evening? Yes, sometimes. What's Mr. Featherstone like? He is a kind man. Now, complete the following sentences. Number 1. Robert and Albert are apprentices at the factory. 2. George and Lucy. Here we can say that George and Albert, not Robert and Albert. Here, cancel Robert and put instead of it George. George and Albert. George and Albert are apprentices at the factory. Number 2, George and Lucy, or Robert and Lucy, would go to the apprentice's house to find the clothes. Number 3, George found a large apron and gray top for Lucy. Number 4, Mrs. Blake will beat George and Albert with the strap if they are late. Number 5, the children wrote on slates. The children wrote on slates. Number 6, only Mr. Space could change life at the factory. Mr. Featherstone. Again, Mr. Featherstone. Now we have finished our questions. Goodbye and good luck.